Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making some fishing themed cupcakes, and if you haven't noticed, we have a brand new island that I'm super excited about. But I will be doing a product review on the island once I get the remaining parts that are missing to it. And if you're interested in that video, I'll put a link in the description below. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get started. First, I'm going to start off by making my wood plank. I'm going to take a little bit of light and a little bit of dark brown, mold it together a little bit, and until I get the right color that I'm looking for. I'm just going to get one of my wood molds that you can buy on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. Start out by rolling it out a little bit on the table, and then just take it one more time and roll it flat onto your mold. Take that out, and now you have a perfect wood look. And now I'm just going to take my sculpting tool and just write in "gone fishing," and don't forget to just add a little bit of cornstarch just to make sure that it doesn't stick to the mold. And now the first one is done. Next we're going to make the bobbers. You can start out by rolling out a ball, and we're going to roll out a very thin top, and we're going to fold it in half and then put a light little indent, and then you can just place that right in there. Don't worry about coloring it. We're going to steam all of them, and then we'll come back and paint them. Next we're going to make the hook. I'm going to start by rolling out a small little ball and flatten it slightly on one side. And then for my other color, I'm going to roll it out very thin. This is just going to be the little strips for the tail. You want to make sure that when you're doing this one, you place it somewhere that it's going to be able to dry, and you're not picking it up and handling it a lot, just because all the little tails will not be able to firm and stick to each other. And you can't have a fishing hook without a hook itself, so I'm just going to take a little bit of wire and fold it into a U shape, and just going to cut off the excess. And with my sculpting tool, I'm just going to go back and put two little indents for the eyes, and now we have our hook, which is now finished. Now to make the fish. So I'm going to start out by making the tail first, and with my fingers I'm just going to shape that into a Y, and then go back and flatten out the ends. Using my sculpting tool, I'm just going to carve in some lines for the end of the fin. Now for the head portion. Just like the fish hook, I'm going to flatten out just one side. Then I'm going to roll out a very thin piece, and I'm just going to use these for the lips. I'm just going to do one on top, and then I'm going to go back, cut the excess, and we're just going to do the same for the bottom. Now for the fins. So I'm going to make one big one for the top, and then I'm going to take one little ball, cut it in half so you have two fins now that will be the exact same size, and leaving the middle a little bit thicker, then I'm going to go back and flatten out the sides a little bit. Next we're going to roll out two little balls and then cut that in half, and now just place those on top for the eyes. After you have all these cupcake toppers made, then we're going to steam it just until it dries and they're no longer wet or tacky anymore. And now we're ready to paint. Okay, once that sets, now I'm going to paint my fish with a little bit of orange luster dust. I'm just going to go along the top of the fins and the tail. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. For the bobber, I'm just going to get a little bit of red food coloring, and then I'm just going to go back and paint the bottom half of the little ball. And for the fish, we're just going to go back with a little bit of black food coloring and just go back and paint in the little eyes. And since I have my black food coloring out, I'm just going to go back and paint in that "gone fishing" sign. I think it looks more legible when you actually do the indent first before you start painting over it, but it's really just up to you. And now that we have all of these decorated, now we're ready to decorate some cupcakes. And for the flavor of the day, we're actually going to do red velvet cupcakes with a little bit of cream cheese icing. When I make my icing, I'm actually going to be using a dot of royal in sky blue and do a couple folds. Don't forget to put a piping tip at the end of your piping bag. I'm using a star tip today, and then once you have that in, then you can put in your icing, and then you're ready to decorate some cupcakes. Now for my cupcakes, I'm going to be doing a 2 swirl, and if you haven't seen that video of me teaching how to ice cupcakes, I'll also put a link in the description below. You can go watch that next. After we finish our 2 swirls, now we're ready to put on our cupcake toppers. And once you have those cupcake toppers on, now you have some too cute to eat little fishing cupcakes. Hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to tag me in all your photos if you make these at home. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.